This Murloc spam playstyle is completely bonkers in PvP for Warcraft Rumble. You can play it the exact same way every match and just watch for a few minor things and be able to get a lot of wins stacked up while you're in the early game phases of progressing in PvP until you get down the road when it becomes more meta and about min-maxing. But this is a super fun playstyle to get some wins rolling for you in PvP. So obviously in this one, we're featuring the leader Old Murkai. And I think the talent that you're going to want to go with most often is going to be this March of the Murlocs, where you're going to make the bonus effect of the leader double in time. It'll go from 5 seconds to 10 seconds, which is absolutely huge because that is a big source of why this deck is going to be so good. Because the whole point of what Old Murkai does is he summons those Murloc Tidehunters to flood the map based on you spending gold. So after you drop Murkai, if you spend 8 more gold after that fact, you're going to get 8 Murloc Tidehunters flooding the map. And Murloc Tidehunters, just here on the grid within your minis, you can see that they cost 2 gold. So you can call this about 1 gold a piece. You're getting like an 8 gold flood of bonus value on the map. And the way they kind of try to balance this is you can't control them. They just kind of spam in all directions from your main tower. But you do have one that allows you to have them spawn at location, but then obviously you won't get double the duration, so you'll get a lot less of them. So personally, I think it's a lot more fun to play the spammy style of going with the 10 seconds. And then if you time it with like coming up to a chest, or when you have a miner on a gold node, you can spend a high amount of gold and just completely flood the market with all of these Murlocs. And the way I'm going to kind of play this is when I get into my rotation of dropping Old Murkai and then getting into my gold spam phase, I'm going to use my Stonehoof Tauren to control the center of the map, be able to close the distance and dash and take those chests and engage their DPSs and snipe them and just kind of hold that center lane as a tank that can also brawl and be a damage dealer. Then I'm going to send my Drake up the side lane, and the reason I want to do that is because I'm going to swing it across that bridge, and it's going to be dropping these whelp eggs because of the Mother Drake talent, so I can constantly control that lane and that high ground bridge. So what you'll see happen is they'll like drop a safe pilot on the bridge because they want to take the high ground advantage, but there'll already be whelp eggs there. They dive in, whelps spawn, and they deal with it. So very nice to just have those carpeted along that whole path and having the Drake support my Murlocs. Then I have 2 different unbound tanks, because what you really need to be able to do effectively with the Murloc spam is keep fire off of them. So you'll see things like your opponent will drop a Huntress. Obviously the Huntress is an S tier bulky AoE damage dealer and it can effectively smash these Murlocs. So what I'll have to do is have an unbound tank ready to drop in and make that Huntress turn around and not do damage to my Murlocs. And then once she turns around, that's plenty of time for my Murlocs to throw a bunch of spears and to take her down. And then I also have 2 options in this deck to be able to deal with my opponent's miners. I've got the Quillbore, which can spawn in and kill it, or I've got the Safe Pilot, which can dive on it and kill it, or also be used to control the bridge or do a bunch of splash damage if they're grouping up with a bunch of things like a miner plus a pyromancer that they're using to escort their miner. Boom, I can drop a Safe Pilot and get a bonus 1 value of gold by killing their pyromancer and their miner. So just a bunch of different interactions like that. And then once I have map control, like let's say my Stonehoof Tauren is controlling the center of the map, now I can come in behind that on the next phase after I already control the center and they're worried about the Murlocs spamming everywhere. Then I can use this to get a massive gold influx and get back to my spam phase as fast as possible, because if I control things, I'm going to be able to snowball the fight to where it is no longer winnable for them because of getting all this bonus gold from chests that my bandits are opening. And bandits are honestly insane besides that, because they start with stealth and they also stun when they get to the target. So they can do amazing interactions versus a Huntress as well. I can send them up that left lane instead of the center where the chests are. And then once they get to the Huntress, they will stun her, not let her do any damage, and that'll give me time to burst her down. So let's load into a PvP match here with the Murloc spam, and I will show you what I'm talking about. This is a really fun playstyle, and you can really play just a consistent, normal game and just be able to blast down the map and take everything down. So when we spawn in, we are going to be getting a lot of air. So we're going up against Rend. And then I want to control the middle right away. And I can get to my spam pretty quickly here. They've got the bandits, the whelp eggs. I'm going to let them have this. I am going to take down their miner, though. I got the bonus there. I think I can win from the spam. I got their miner, so that's big. It's going to look like they're ahead right now. But I need to get through to my spam phase and not die during it. Here we go. Spam it out, and take that down. And then hopefully we can kind of take control here. It wasn't the rotation I wanted, but I've got a miner coming up here for gold. That'll be nice if I'm able to take that down. See, and right there, they're going to do that. And okay, I got her. That was huge. Now, I want to cycle through as cheap as possible, so I'm going to go ahead and drop this and get back to my spam phase. Now, this is the rotation I want to be at right here. I'm going to drop this, Torrent in front, and then I'm going to send my Drake up the left lane with a miner. So let's go Drake right here. We'll spawn those 4, get one more like that. Now, this is where I want to be. Now, at this phase, I'm ready to tank where it's needed. So I'm going to tank right here versus those harpies, be able to take those down. Boom, boom, boom. And now we are trading super efficiently. And then I drop my bandits to take these chests. See how I control the center now? So I can drop these bandits to move up there, take chests, and now I'm back to my cycle and ready to go again. And if they were holding it off, it wouldn't have mattered, because once I control the center like that, I control the bridge, I get back to my next spam phase, and they could just never catch up. So let's jump into another one here. And that one actually looked a little bit dicey. It can, when you're setting up your rotation, it can look like you're behind. But then once you start making them deal with that flood and you start dropping those unbound tanks in the right spot, you can really start to snowball back. So let's control the center again with that. And they got a prowler, they got a miner. We're going to try to set up our rotation. Okay, we got that. We should win this 1v1. They're starting their push. Let's flip this over to control the bridge. There's their bandits. I'm okay with that. Let's drop the spam. Tank this. Then we're going to go with this and a miner. Let's give that time to spawn the third one. And let's also drop this for the next one. Now I want to get this Drake attacking back here. See how I dropped that Drake right there to attack back there, and then my Murlocs are able to take it down. So the big part of playing this effectively is using those unbound tanks to deal with the splash DPS that's going to be coming your way. And now I know the game is already over because I've got a miner on the gold. I'm ready to spam again. And this is the rotation I want. I'm going to put the tank in front there with the Tarman. Then I'm going to go up this left side with a Drake and a miner. And I'm ready to have my Defias bandits control the center here as the last drop that I'm going to lay here in case anything spawns. And my Murkai is back ready to start my rotation again. And then all I'm doing is looking to tank their splash damage. But I don't even need to right now. I'm ready to spam again. And we just keep kind of charging down the middle with the Taran. Drake up the left along with a miner that'll swing across both sides of the bridge. You can see my miner kind of going through clearing everything. Our last one there. Set it in the back so it gives time for the gold to spawn here. And then we're just kind of slowly chipping away. And if I need to, I can drop a tank right here to keep things off of my Murlocs so they don't get spammed down by the Drake. And then boom, able to take it down for an easy win. So that's kind of what the playstyle entails and what it'll look like as you're trying to farm up some of those quick wins in PvP as you're trying to get through those initial leveling stages. Obviously, as you rank up super high and you get into like the meta, there's going to be people that are able to counter this. There's no deck that's going to have like a 100% win rate and you're just going to go to rank 1 in the world without ever losing. But in terms of a fun, consistent, easy to play style, once you get into that same rotation, you play 10 games with this play style, you're going to know effectively how to do it if you just kind of follow the thought process of what I was talking with there. And there's also many other ways you can play it as well. You could do something besides the Drake to help control that side lane. You could try something else for holding the center instead of Stonehoof Tarman. And there's a little bit of manipulation you can do and freedom that you have to try a different style within this Murloc spam. But this is kind of how I do it when I'm just trying to farm up some quick wins in PvP. So remember to subscribe on your way out if you enjoy daily Warcraft Rumble content, and I will see you soon in the next video. Thanks. Peace.